top former ones, it's the same idea. So bang, 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 up, roll him round, take him round so we get to there. So we've got that, so that he goes down. Because he's on this side and he's on my back, of course, pull him up, yeah? It hurts if I kick him. If I pull him up, it extends it and hurts it a lot more. So we can pull him up, kick, knee, I haven't got to think, and I'm starting to injure him and do these things. Take his hand, turn it around, slide my hand through, control it down so that I can then start to hit this bit and I know where this arm is. This arm starts to do things, that's fine, I've already got this bit. And carry on. I don't have to worry about this arm because I'm sitting on it. Okay? You okay? Cool. So nice. Cool, so we'll start with the same beginning. Grab comes on, striking through, covering up, coming to this arm. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the elbow, put the elbow out here, which allows us easy access to his throat. One of my particular favourites, because it's so simple. Cool. Yes, where we're using the biology against him on this one. His force and all of his weight is pushing through this arm, pushing into me. So by me bending it inwards, he's got a gi so I can grab it. If he doesn't, I'm putting my fingers in his arm and wrenching it round. And it's that semicircle motion there. See how that turns that shoulder round? And even if he's really tight and pushing against it, go on. He still has to move. He still has to get into that gap enough to give me a straight line access to his throat. And so all I'm doing is I'm coming through to where that straight line access to that throat is and just putting them apart. I don't need to get too technical about all the little bits that I can play with. Yeah, I can just... Tickles. Yeah, I can just get access because then it's now suddenly there and push it there and then just take these bits apart and kneel down. That comes on, strike, cover, down, take it apart, kneel down. See, nice and simple. Good, so now we'll grab that, that's it. Yep, grab this, and just semicircle out through. There we go, look how that opens that throat up. So this hand will come off, we'll go straight into his throat, and then you're putting that bit straight on the floor, just there with your knees. So you need to get out of the way, put him down, that's it. Yeah. Good. doing that and he stops it. He's got that. Two ways you can hold a knife in our way of thinking about it. There's that way, just a normal way that you do. Yeah, it's called suck. I tend to think of it as the Filipino way of the word, suck, because it sounds like suck. And you tend to use your thumb as the guide on the back of the blade so that you know where the sharp bit is. And some Filipino knives are two-sided, some are one-sided, but as a whole, as a guide, if you keep that there. And then if I haven't got a knife and I'm training, I can still use my thumb to work out where the angle of the blade is. So when I'm doing stuff, I still know where that is. So that's suck. And then the other way is pakal, which is where it's upside down and the blade is usually pointing away from you. And that tends to be like we were just doing on that bit. Cool. So we go back to suck. Tony's got a blade there. Dead simple. Angle 1, angle 2. Tony comes in angle 1 and move it out of the way. I come in angle 1, he moves it out of the way. And all I'm learning to do is get that knife out of the way and I'm moving from side to side. And it's easy, it's getting me used to doing it. Nice and simple, yeah? So if you stabby that way, that's it, and then I stabby you, and you stabby me. So that was the first bit you were doing. And then now I'm looking to capture that hand and take it. Bang. And then same with you, boom, 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 and capture that hand and take it and stab. Perfect, cool. Let me just do that. So cut, into kotegaeshi. Then we're moving on to unikidaki. So we've got that control over him on that side. Cool. So if the stab comes in, can still get back into it, okay? Just getting used to moving that bit out the way. So where we were stopping it there, and then moving it back out the way, back to that bit, okay? So stops, move the hand, so you can again capture it again. Good, because although it's coming in from a different angle and you're thinking you're doing something different, it all ends up the same. Once we've got a contact, I can work from it. So, flow, stab, flow, kotegaeshi, unikidaki, stab, unikidaki.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there we go, and then underneath.
No.
You were doing so close. Don't panic. I'll come back at the same time. 7-hour minutes at the same time. My turn. Cliff's got a lot stronger, heavier arms than I've got, but you can see because he's done enough of this, it's still getting to him. But this block isn't just a friendly, we're stopping it because he's going to stab me. Because in reality, if I stop him like that, Cliff's going to turn his blade over and cut me. Yeah, or over the arm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if you stop that there, my natural reaction is to do that. Because the blade's the closest thing to him. So from that position there, my natural reaction is to just cut that arm. Just keep wrapping it around. So when that first cuts in, that has to be a decisive thing to stop him from doing it. You don't want to do too many of them because that's bloody hurt. Me and Tony did about 10 minutes non-stop. We killed ourselves. But just a couple every so often, just to remember it is a block, because sometimes we get too much into the dancey thing and it's like, no, that should do it. But so if you go to do it and he doesn't, if Cliff doesn't hit me hard enough to make me go ouch just a couple of times, cut him. And then he'll remember next time, shit, I was going to die then. So I won't hit you too hard, but you do that. Just stop it, yeah? Guitar wrist. Guitar wrist. We have to put that on it. Cool. Oh, perfect. Whereas if I did it to you, and yeah, that's it. And then if it wasn't hard enough, that's okay. That's okay. Bit harder. Good. Remember, this is your life. You don't want to get hit by a knife.
Yeah, right.
That's better. Good. If it wasn't that speed, I would just turn the knife over to cut that, because there's your arteries. So yeah. So if it comes out and you stop it, it doesn't really hurt. Just turn it, just so that you guys can work on it and get it a little bit tougher. And then you go, was that hard enough, do you think? And if it wasn't, just roll that knife over. If you can roll that knife over, it wasn't hard enough because your arm's not going, you'll get it. Just do a couple, don't do too many. Elbows are really handy, especially when we're getting up close. So, and if we're working on this triangle idea that I was just talking through with Tony, this bit here is the top of the triangle. So these jabs and crosses are that. So when it comes to the elbows, it's down that side and down that side. So I have to step in to cover it, to my elbow then goes along that horizon that this fist was just going across. And the same with the other side, stepping in using my elbow. Good, jab, cross, elbow, elbow. Good. So where the head goes, the body goes. If I just hit Tony, hopefully he's going to fall over, but I'm not going to be in any control of his head. So his head is just going to fall over and hit the floor, smack himself out. And because I'm not in control of that, I can't then control the power that's happening to him. So he's going to hit the floor at whatever he wants, 32 foot per second. And he could end up being fine, or he could end up being killed. And either way, I'm then going to get in trouble for it. If I can control what happens to his head, then I'm going to be able to control the damage that I do to him. So the technique I know it as is century takeout, because that's where it comes from. So if Tony's that way around, cool. So if I just take him out by smacking him in the back of the neck, where we've got these small vertebrae, the idea is it's going to kill him because it's going to snap the tiniest vertebrae in his head. But if I just hit him, he's going to go forwards, and then I've got to chase after him, and it's got no control over him. So what I want to do is get hold of him first, and then when I hit him, he doesn't go anywhere, okay? And so that principle works with all of our jiu-jitsu stuff, that if the person grabs us, then I can hit him, I know I'm going to get that impact. Whereas if I just hit him like that, he's going to move a little bit, yeah? So, grab the back of him, strike him in the back of the neck, hand comes round the front, and I'm putting my thumb, push you can, like that, into the side of his vocal cords, and then folding his head over his vocal cords, like that. And it makes the body want to collapse. The spine is being compressed, which doesn't help. It makes you want to go down. That is underneath there, controlling into the windpipe, and that head folding it over. You can hear how my voice changes. In the back of the head, bang, comes around, takes that, good, pulls that into his chest, and then other hand on my head, and fold my head over there we go, good, that's it, good. And you hear my vocal cord change then, yeah, perfect, that's what we want, yeah, that's it, roll it. I want to make sure that I've got him so that I know where he is, so that he's in this position. So we're in this, I've still got this lock on, I've still got one hand on his head, one hand on his throat, and we're now in this nice position, yeah? So I've got my right foot up and my left foot down, so I'm ready to move. Cool, can take his arm and fold it over, and he's already on his front. So I can then sit on his back. Stop it, okay? We're going to search and restrain him and have a quick look. So we're going to take an arm, we're going to fold the arm all the way out. We're going to bring the arm up as much as it will go and put it behind my head. And you see I've had to put my leg up in order to get that mobility. So if I sat there, if he was really mobile and I just did that, it'd be all right. But yeah, but I need to know that person. So I move off to take the arm, straight line, put it behind my head and there. And then I'm going forwards And that's all I need to do, yeah? Because of this, what we call it a restraint technique, I can put my hand underneath. So if he happens to have a jacket or a wallet or keys or something, I can find it, put that down, and we can do it with the other side. Yeah, do it with the other side. Take that arm out, extend it all the way so it naturally wants to go around, and then put it on my shoulder. Foot's up so that I can take the pressure off, and then just fractionally have to go, just go forwards. I don't need to kill you, but I can still then get to the underside here, okay? Cool. Stepping out, there, he takes the hand off and comes back. Good, so we're getting 2 attacks into this in the one. So stepping out, block, takes it off, comes back. Good, yeah. Of course, we've gone from lower down to up top now, so we're starting to move through it. Domo, cool, have a play. We will get the first one, I step out, take control. He strips it, comes back. I then take this down to there, and then elbow him into his bicep, okay? Cool. And you see how we've now swapped hands? So I've come into doing that, yeah? And hit him with that hand again. Cool. So he comes in there. I step.
Very slowly.
He very slowly comes in there now. Takes it off, blocks it down, comes down, gunt, strike. Yeah. Cool. Still got this control so that I know where this is going, yeah? And yeah, that strike in there makes you go, okay, I'm not going to stab anything anymore. Yeah, yeah. We're doing it how it lands, but yeah, that's the intention.
Sorry.
It's all right. Is that, yeah, however this lands, I can do that with it, I can do that with it. The idea is just to get this up and safe at the moment so that we can then, if need be, whatever we want to do to be able to go into it. But it's that last little bit, once that elbow's in there, using that hand, because it's the same length, my hand is the same length as his hand, so it's easy for me to bend it. And by me coming up at the same time, forces that up, makes it a lot easier to come up. So, out, grab, takes it off, comes back. 1, 2, 3. So that lifts him up. Elbow, head. Underneath the arm, lift it up and push. Good. Yeah, and again. Yeah, that's working. Good. 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 Yes. Yeah, you're getting it. You're remembering it. Now you're nicely flowing through it. Well done, Ed. Good. Yes. Oh, yeah. So we had second count, and that's this arm stopping it. So he comes in, that one to that attempt, that one to that attempt. Make it a little bit more confusing now. Use the opposite arm for it. So as he comes in, that comes in there, to that on there. That comes in there, to that over the top there. Yeah? Just right, I think. So we do that initial contact that we were doing, yeah? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So you're starting to get used to it, so now I want you to put a bit more oomph into it. So the person that's throwing the punch, I want you to protect yourself exactly the same as you would. We're coming into this Dracula's cape, so even if I was stupid enough to throw a punch at him, as soon as I'm doing it, I'm covering up Dracula's cape in myself anyway, and it's giving him a pad to hit so that he can oomph it a little bit more. So we're coming in doing that. Good, that's it. We're working more. Come around that way. We're working more as a group. Good, that's it. He's getting used to hitting. I'm getting used to throwing a punch and covering up at the same time. There we go, nice. And 3 points of contact. Excellent. Good, one more for luck. Good, he didn't knock me out, yes. To start off with Koshinagi, what we are doing, I've got 3 points. I've got a shoulder here, I've got to lift up. I've got an arm here that I've got to pull out and around, and I've got to stop his foot from moving. Yeah? It's nice and simple, really, to be honest with you. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to grab that. He can grab me if he wants to stop me going anywhere. Good. So we've got this nice grabbing thing going on. This hand is coming underneath his shoulder to lift that shoulder up. Okay? That's the first bit. This bit has got to be pulled out and around. Okay? Out and around. It's not just backwards, because he'll just follow me. If it goes out and around, he starts to twist over like that, yeah? And then I have to put a foot in front of him to give him something to trip over. So we'll go through it. I'll let these guys, I'll do it so these guys can have a play, and then you and me will do it on the big mats, okay? Cool, so we grab, come in. Lift that shoulder, pull that arm, take that leg off, and then I'm just keeping hold of this so that I know where he is, okay? We've got nice fancy things that we want to do, but don't worry about them at the moment. Just get comfortable being rolled onto the floor. Domo. So, grab. Lift that shoulder. Pull that arm, block that foot. Nice and simple, yeah? And he goes off of my hip. Cool, domo. Gently. That's it, good. You see how my feet come up there when you do that? Good. That means I'm starting on his balance already, which is perfect. This thing gets pulled away and then round at the same time. That's it, good. See, yeah, I'm starting to go. Excellent, perfect, yeah, that's it. And then all we're going to do is slightly change your footing, because that two bit are perfect. You'll throw most people with just doing that. So that one lifts up, that one grabs and pulls, and then your feet are going to mirror my feet now. Other way around. That's it, good. And that way. That's it, because I'm going to be hitting your hip. And then that foot wants to go slightly in front of mine. There we go, so it gives me something to fall over. So now when you pull and twist, that's it. Good, you see how the height difference is? Because I have to come over your hip. These guys, you've got to join in with this. It's hysterical. I can see my house from here. Right, cool. So nice and simple. And again, grab, twist, pull. Feet. That's it. Pull me onto you. Good. Yeah, excellent. He doesn't have any problem lifting me up. Refining it, making it slow. Remember those feet. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Lift him over your hip. Good. Good, Adam. That's it. Yeah, always Kamai at the end. We're hot on it. Lots of people aren't. That's another one of them we're better than other people things. Kamai's hugely important. Right, nice and gently. Pull that arm, block those feet, lift that shoulder, twist. Good. Isn't it? It's nice, isn't it? Right, that's only fair. You've got to do it on him now. And I can do it on him, so you can do it on him. That's where it comes down to technique. If I can throw Hodor. Yep. No, you're falling over when I tell you you're falling over, yeah. Right, nice and slowly. You'll do it, still the same 3 points. Yep, hips over. Pull him and lift.
Full shoulder back.
That's it, good. Okay, there, I'll put you back.
Oh, thank you.
There, cool, there. So it goes all the way up, all the way down. So we're able to get that swing, the momentum that just knocks that leg out of the way, basically. And this is using a bit of brute force to knock that leg out of the way, but not a lot. So usually we would want to be doing something a little bit more delicate with him in judo. But in this case, it's a big crash come in, and he's bigger than I am. I've got to take that leg away to knock him to go over. So I'm using 1, 2, 3, push, pull.
Yep, that'll do it.
Good. Cool. Yeah, see, this is what I do. So the initial contact comes on, push, pull. But that's that momentum thing that we were just talking about. Cool. Do it on me. Punch. 1, 2, 3, push, pull. There we go. And then that's into there. Good. Double. So, whilst they're doing that, I trust them, they're safe enough. Good. You can Goshin nagging me a couple more times into that. So that's the hip one. So you're taking the arm, that's it. Yep. Stepping in front, and then over the hip. Good. It's quicker for me to go round. That's it. And again. Bang, bang, bang. Hip. In front. Yeah, that's it. Pull me to you. We go. Nice. It's getting used to the idea. Yep. Feet, feet, feet. Hips.
Sorry, I do apologise.
It's all right. Then I come to Cliff, and he's now ready to reset. That's it. Good. Then Cliff comes to me. Good. So we're going left and right. Then I come to you.
I have to think about that.
Good.
Left and right.
Yeah. And then you come. Good.
Right, hang on. Who was it?
I was letting you. You come to me.
I'm coming to you. Yeah, sorry.
There.
Fine.
Good. And then I come to you. Good. Then you come to me. Good. And then I come to you. Good. That's it.
I have to stop myself from wanting to.
Dum, 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 dum. So we're getting both moves. Both of us are getting 2 cuts and a move either way of it. And we're taking our time and moving it slowly. Because of Good. Then you come into him, Dom. Good. And then step back. Yep. Good. Good. It's easy to come straight round, but you do that, that's going to get stuck in him. And I block, and we reset. Then I come to you, and you block. Then we reset. And you come to me, and block, and reset. Then I come to you, block, and reset. You come to me, block, and reset. I come to you, block, and reset. You come to me, block, and reset. I come to you, block, and reset. Good. One more, yeah? You come to me, I come to you. You come to me, I come to you. Good, good. You're getting the idea. Well done. And then that.